What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. Let's get into the charts. Let's see what's going on. We're going to first take a look at the DXY. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the markets. We had a pump in the regular markets yesterday. I think it's going to give it all back today. Remember, when the markets were pumping, Bitcoin went down. What happens when the markets go down? I don't think Bitcoin goes up. We're going to talk about that. We're going to look at a macro view, and I want to show you at the end. Make sure you stick around. We're going to be looking at the bubble pop pattern I've been talking about forever. I do believe Bitcoin's bubble popped at 69K, and we have much lower to go. Now, you can be in the bearish camp or bullish camp, but either way, you should look at this and manage your risk. Be careful. Definitely stick around for the whole video. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. Let's get into it, and leave in the comments. Let me know what you think. We will be starting live streams here soon. We are pretty much getting situated in the house. Once everything is more relaxed, I'll be able to do live streams and actually take time out. But let's take a look at what's going on. So the DXY, as you guys know, right now, currently, we are still hitting that resistance at 0.382 fib at 105, right? Once we break that, my target from way back here from this little bull flag was 105.54, and then our next resistance is around 106 to 107, depending on how long we take to get up to this trend line. Once we break that hold, then we're going to battle probably with the 0.236 fib at 108.7, and then we have this target here at 109 once that breaks. And guys, this will probably happen pretty swiftly if I'm correct. I do believe the bottom of this bear market will be sometime in September, which is this month, or October. Same thing I've been telling you guys since 2021. I do think we have much lower to go. I think we're going to witness the biggest money grab in history, meaning they're going to dump all the markets on top of the heads of those that think they're going to get rich just holding everything. And then the dollar is going to skyrocket because they put fear into the dollar. Remember, guys, I believe news is noise. If you're trying to trade off the news, you're late. Let's get into it. So that's what I'm looking at in the DXY. This is a very old chart. We've had these targets for a very long time. If we zoom out, you can tell that the DXY is bullish, guys. Majorly bullish here. Be careful. If you guys are interested in trading, we're going to do this a little different today. We're going to start out with the 4-hour and then go into the daily and then the weekly, because I want you guys to pay attention to the macro. We'll also take a look at BNB, XRP, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So make sure you stick around because everything is pointing in the same direction in the macro. Be careful. This is the last time I'm going to say this. Probably not, but I'll try. I've been warning people till I'm blue in the face about this whole thing, just like at 64 and 69K. People get extremely bullish and they just don't want to think that the markets can go down. Well, I'm here to tell you they can go down, and they can go down very quickly. If you've ever been through a true capitulation, you know what it's like. If not, stick around, you will. All right. And most of the time when it capitulates, right, Coinbase, all the major exchanges shut down. They claim malfunction or they're doing maintenance or whatever, and you can't sell to get out. If you're around for the capitulation that I believe is coming, remember, none of this is financial advice, but if you're around for it, you're not going to be able to get out while it's dumping. Big players will. For some reason, they're still able to sell, but the little guys, you get stuck holding the bags. So be careful. All right, let's take a look at. First, we're going to go into my sponsor, Prime XBT, guys. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. A great exchange. You can trade multiple markets, including Forex, crypto, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all that, all from one exchange. You can have multiple trades in, longs and short at the same time, so you can hedge your trades without switching to other exchanges. Definitely check them out, and here's a word from them.
Begin your path to financial freedom. Gain up to a $7,000 bonus on us. Register and use promo code. Deposit and enjoy a 7% bonus. Available now. Link in the description.
And here's Prime. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. I also have copy trading, a contest section that you can join for free to learn how to use the exchange without putting any of your money in or risking anything. Definitely Check it out. It's a great way to learn the platform. And you can use my promo code SAVVY50 to get a 7% up to $7,000 bonus to use towards your margin, and SAVVY25 to get you 25% off your fees. So here's that 31.5 target that we talked about being a possibility. I didn't think it would hit, but I did say if it did hit, I would short the out of it, and I did. But anyways, look at where we're at now. Everyone got bullish on this little pump here, and the fact is, if you would have caught the short at the right time on every one of these pumps, you would ladder in. Everybody asks what that means. It means when you believe you've hit your target, whether it be a long or a short, which this was a short target, a major short target, you start putting shorts in, and then as it goes down, you get bounces up. On these big spikes, ladder in, put more shorts in. And the cool thing about Prime XBT is you could start out with, say, $100, right? And then once you're in profit down here, say, depending on your leverage, but you were up to $1,000, right? When you get this bounce here, you might have 800 in there. You can actually use that to add to your trade instead of putting more money in, right? Great way to trade, in my opinion. I'm going to probably make some videos on how to do all that as soon as I get some time. But let's look at where we're at. So we obviously got this little spike up. But if you zoom in and scrunch it down a little bit, there's really nothing going on here. Guys, I do think we have much lower to go. And let's look at being on the 4 hour. What is the area to look for? Obviously, a break of this low at 24.7. But your next support down here is between 22.2 and 22.5-ish. You'll probably get another bump there, maybe a little spike, get everybody super bullish again. Every time it spikes, it's just exit liquidity coming in. And we can look at the macro, and it's the same thing, guys, but I think we have much lower to go. Looking at the macro, so looking at this as a finished 5-wave structure, I'm going to be clear about this, right? So this looks like a bigger wave. Remember, this is on the macro, or on the log scale. If you switch it over to linear, you can tell that a move from, a penny to 1,700 is a lot shorter than a move from 3,500 to 20,000, right? So the third wave is often the longest, not always, never the shortest. And what we had here from 31, 32, 35, somewhere in there, we got all the way up to 69K. So this is an overextended fifth wave. I think we are still in our correction. We have C wave down to go yet. Now remember, wave one, it was at 1,300 or 1,260, somewhere in that range. So according to Elliott Wave, as long as you don't cross this, then we would begin our next big cycle, right? Which I think is coming. And we'll look at that on the macro in the bubble pop pattern, showing you that this was a pop, right? We still have C wave coming down. We cannot go past 14 or 1350, say, somewhere in that range. If we do, then Bitcoin's dead. I don't think it's going to die. I think we have a huge future, great opportunities coming, but it's not going to be as fast as people think. Again, stick around. I'll show you why. So looking at the 200 EMA, we talked about that yesterday on the weekly, right? We're back above it, but let's see where the weekly closes. My guess is we're going to close below this 25,650, and it's going to be bad after that. You can see what happens when the 200 EMA gets crossed, right, on the weekly. Here is one count. This is an ABC. This is a big ABCDE wave. We usually get down to the E. The E does not have to touch the bottom, and it usually doesn't, right? But I do believe 37 to 9,700 will be our bottom. Yet this year, probably this month or next month, most likely next month, that's going to be a pretty big drop. People say, it's at 26K. How could it drop that far? Well, if you look at this drop here, only took a few weeks from 69 all the way down to 33. That's a big drop. That is, what, $35,000, right? So if we go down to where it dropped here to 42 from 69 being 17,000, that took 1, 2, 3 weeks, guys. Bitcoin can drop fast. Capitulations hit, and they hit hard. So just be cautious. Not saying it's a guarantee, but in my macro view, nothing has changed at all. So this is, if we look at that 2570, right? This is a very old chart. That was one of our targets from the drop down of this rising broadening wedge. We hit it, we bounced, we got below it, it became resistance. We broke back through. Now we're testing it again. See how many times this is nailing it? Eventually this is going to break. It's just getting weaker and weaker. And we have a measured move from this rising broadening wedge. We take the longest point of the wedge from where it broke it. We bring it down. That gets us to about that 9,700. We also will have support here, mostly a bounce. Now, when we bounced off the 25, that was a psychological bounce. It was an even number, right? And an even $5,000 number. So that was expected. Get a nice bounce, get everyone bullish again, more exit liquidity. Just like we had here, this big bounce, everybody got bullish, dumped on their heads, right? This, another bull market rally. If you look at it, we're making lower high after lower high after lower high. What else are we making? Our low, lower low. We got our lower high and then another lower low. It's coming, guys. I would be cautious, be aware. There is so much going on in the markets. Let's look at this. There's another. This is the bubble pop, right? It's not a 5-wave structure because that can't be your only move down, right? You could look at it as a A, B, C, whatever. But bubbles pop in 5 waves like this with a false bottom, which we talked about since December 2nd, 2021. On a false bottom, I said look for a 100% rally after the false bottom. Boom, it's exactly what we got, 100% rally. Now, in the bubble pop pattern, like Amazon, that also did a 100% rally after the false bottom. Although it was a lower price, didn't look as big in the charts. So if Bitcoin would have went down to 4,000, it would have had a pump to 8,000, 100% rally, right? But it doesn't. Let's look at one more thing here. So if we take, whoops, let me get that off there. If we take, so everybody wants to talk about the 100% rally, 100% rally, 100% rally. Well, if we take a look at, let me see if I can find my, right here, our price range. We go up to that 69K, right? Let me get this off there. We go up to that 69K. Now, this is just stuff you guys need to think about because they make the numbers sound big and great, right? What the hell is going on here? Where is it? Oh, right here. So we go to that 69K. We bring it down to where we topped out here, 31.8. That was a 54. We're still 54% down from the top. We did not even recover 50% of this dump. So be careful. You would have made a lot more money shorting from 69 all the way down to 15. You'd make a lot more money shorting from 69 all the way down to where we're at now. When we hit 31.8, then you're making this little rally. In a bear market, I look for shorts on the pumps until I believe the bottom's in, which I don't. Here is the FTT compared to Binance chart, right? I'm looking for this. We can zoom into this smaller section right here in the next chart. And here we are. We got our bounce at the 202 range again. Guys, once this breaks, my next target is 148.4. Once that breaks, my next target after that is 67. If this 67, if we get there and it doesn't hold, it's bad news for Binance. XRP, the hype coin of the decade, right? These are all hype rallies, just bullcrap news to get everybody hyper. And look at this, guys. This is from 2018. That's 5 years ago. It was $3. I think it almost, it was $3.31 or whatever. And look what happens. Each pump, just lower and lower, creating more bag holders. Excuse me. Most of the people are stuck in XRP way up here in the XRP army, right? And the new XRP army guys are stuck up here. Be careful. That is the most dying stock, dying chart I've ever seen. Ethereum. Here's Ethereum. What did we do? We got our bounce again, but we're still below our EMAs. You guys know I love my EMAs. We had a date. It's bad. 1436 would be our next area to watch for support. Once that breaks, 926. Once that breaks, we could actually take another target here. 280. And then we could even use this white trend line. Let's bring this down, right? Right there. Let's put this on here. Approximately $600-700. But we have these zones down here. In my opinion, we are going to hit these zones. Watch for 1483 or 1436, a break of that, continuation to the downside. Litecoin, we broke our 62 range, right? That we were watching. We came back up, tested it, got rejected. Your next support's 53. After that, 25-ish. After that, 15. And if it gets worse, it can get much worse. So the bubble pops, right? This is a huge bubble pop pattern here. As you can see, looks a lot like Bitcoin. Now, here was the false bottom at about 40. What was that? About 47 cents. Rallied all the way back up to 92 cents. Over 100% rally, about 105 to 115% rally right there. Doesn't look as big as this, but it's the same rally. Bear market rally, roll over, continue to the downside, right? And it went much, much lower. It went down to like 20 some cents or something. Over 50% of where the false bottom was. Our false bottom was 15.6, 15.5, whatever. Right here, 100% rally. A bubble pop always returns to where it began. Now, if we look at the top of this, right, this is where I say the 4-year cycle is rubbish. As in, we probably not going to hit a new all-time high every 4 years anymore, right? This hit a new all-time high many, many times. So if we go to the top and we look at right across from it, that took from 99 all the way to 2009, 10 years before it reached its all-time high. Now, that's not the only bubble pop that did that, right? This one here returned to its mean. You had your big rally. This is Nintendo. You had your big rally, came down, made new lows. You had 100% rally right here, and then continuation to the downside. And then, how long did it take? Well, it has been from 20 some years, still hasn't reached its all-time high. Let's take a look at Sony bubble pop. You can see your 100% rallies here, return to where it began. And if we look, Sony still hasn't made a new all-time high, and it was 20 some years, right? Still haven't made a new all-time high. So what I'm saying is there's no guarantee you're going to see a new all-time high in 4 years. And it's actually probably not going to happen. Remember, we were never supposed to go down below 20K because that was the last all-time high. Guys, this isn't going to happen the same every 4 years. Now, could there still be a 4-year cycle? Of course, there are many 4-year cycles. It doesn't mean that there's going to be a new all-time high every 4 years. That doesn't mean that you can't make a ton of money either. It's not saying Bitcoin's dead either. It's just saying there's a lot of opportunity coming, and I hope you guys don't miss out on it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you take a second out, smash those thumbs up, leave your comments below, check out my links below. Prime XBT, huge supporter of the channel. Definitely check them out. I also have some other links down there with some bonuses and stuff for you guys. Definitely check them out. It does help support the channel. I appreciate you guys. Especially you guys that have been around, stick around, and are starting to understand the macro view of the markets and learning to trade and risk management. So take it easy, guys. Have a great night or day, excuse me. And I'm out. I'll see you in the next one.